again, it's just two teams. There's a lot eliminated. You're playing for respect from your peers.
Smith lets it bounce. It's 4 seasons he's been on this KC. Brady Reed like a lot of what he saw from the 35-yard line. And the first carry to Rashard Smith. Going to be heavily involved in this game for the Chiefs.
He's been a leader all season long. You know, we talked to this coaching staff.
Here on the road. 3rd and 4. It's Oladokin. Rolls to the right side. Creativity is ended.
Oladokin can't get too creative, and you know, they're trying to play a little scramble drill. But if you go plaster on these quarterbacks, man, oh my.
For a sack, given your experience protecting quarterbacks. Yard line. Has some room along the near side. Stays on his feet past the 40. Second 3rd down opportunity for Oladokin. Scrambles to the near side, flings it in the air, and oh boy, 2.
Ineligible man downfield. Offense, number 72. It's a 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Takes away a conversion, instead 3rd and 11. Oladokin wants it all. Double teamed in the end zone and knocked away.
It's not exactly 4-down territory there for the Kansas City Chiefs with the unit they have on the field. So take an opportunity down the field. If it isn't.
He's also there for the Raiders. Eliza's second punt. Bachman fair catch. Bobbles for the regular season. Bachman fortunate. Flyer. They beat the Patriots of all teams. Genty, 1st down run. I feel like every year the game is used as a bridge to the next season. You have 2 teams having the playoff race. Pickett parallel pass. Genty, who's been used in the past.
Ashton Genty is not a good receiver of the football. Well, hey, Smarty, don't you think at Boise State they just wanted to...
With Lockett in motion, 3rd and 6. Pickett dancing, surrounded, and Jones comes in.
The best rushers in the game is lined up over your guard, and Kenny Pickett is scrambling around back there, running for his life. Chris Jones, unreal, black leather, head to toe. He looked like the Terminator. And there he was right there, terminating that drive.
Put it to an end. Right side, Smith again has the room and zooms for the 1st down.
Tackle on the right-hand side. You can't see him on the screen right there, but it's a young player who came over from Nigeria in the international pipeline. Out with the Chiefs this offseason, he saw that young man punch a bag one time, and he said, that guy is going places. The line coach, who is fantastic, and that gentleman right there, number 52, Creed Humphrey. There's good stuff. There's a lot of this year.
Inexperienced tackles nearly all year. Oladokin sails it.
Utah State guy, that's where you and me met, Chris. We called the game out there in Logan, Utah in November.
1 for 5 start for the quarterback. Pressure, and the crosser is Hunt, but he has stood up a few yards.
They don't cover well in the pass game. One way to expose that a little bit, give
36-yard attempt. Harrison Butker. It's perfect. And it breaks the seal. Nearly exact.
If I had 53 Max Crosby's, that's real. How you can build a franchise around.
For the game. Getting them in the right mindset heading into the rivalry. For the first time in this ball. 1st down. Play action. Pickett. Launches. Thornton has a step. Knocked away.
Trying to find a good vision for the football, but great job by Fulton. Gets his head around late. Turns back to Thornton. He's just right there in the way.
Trying to soften up the box for that guy, Genty. You mentioned getting some room, and that hasn't always.
And now it's run and pass, Michael Mayer. They give him 6 yards, 3rd and 4. Pickett saying he likes to create the space and has the 1st down.
Rodgers picking up the 2nd level late add pressure. Rocked him back across his face. Gives Pickett the line dinners with his big hogs.
Pickett back to pass against the blitz, did not see it.
No action meetings. They're looking to get this guy more involved, and that's how you do it right there. Now you got to have somebody, and I think it's probably Kenny.
That you would have 4-yard line.
Didn't quite have enough zip on him. I don't know if these secondary members are reading his options.
If they're going to be nosy, Chris, might want to make it pay. Smith races to make the catch at the 10-yard line.
That's our referee. Former field judge. Was a field judge in that Super Bowl where the lights went out at halftime.
You know,
unsportsmanlike conduct, Kansas City bench. That penalty's half the distance to goal.
With that guy on the sideline. Third and long draw, Genty. 44-yard line.
Didn't quite have enough zip on him. I don't know if these secondary members are reading his eyes.
If they're going to be nosy, Chris, might want to make him pay. Smith races to make the catch at the 10-yard line.
That's our referee. Former field judge. Was a field judge in that Super Bowl where the lights went out at halftime.
You know,
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Kansas City bench. That penalty's half the distance to goal.
one of the best in the league.
Damian Pierce, been a spectator for most of his Kansas City Chiefs tenure.
You know, nobody can keep up with Travis. At practice, in the games, in the meeting rooms, he's unbelievable, one of a kind.
Pierce again before got a little bit of a busy summer coming up, regardless of what he wants to do with football.
I'm sure he'll have a good the snap count right.
Yeah, it does feel like, you know, a well-attended bowl game that you see this time of year. So after than any other team in his career with Kansas City. More touchdowns against the Raiders. From the 20. Oladoke clean pocket. Slings it to the sideline for Noah Gray.
Side. Obviously, here we are, fourth. But you can see they're trying
throughout this year, just not used to seeing that kind of dejection.
Well, when you smart crowd eventually.
Bachman on this return, tiptoes past the under center, play action, pocket for O'Connell, and sails it over the head of Genty. So the second quarterback getting a chance, gives to Genty. They came in 112 yards.
O'Connell here, first play, they go heavy play action under center. What does that do? It forces that defense to respect the run.
O'Connell was activated in mid-November, throws it here on a slant, looking for Lockett, but it's deflected away.
They don't, they're liars.
Fake punt, and the up men for the Raiders needed to get the up men.
It just becomes a mid-zone play there. Michael Mayer on the outside blocking.
Coming into a game with both of these teams out of the playoff picture. You know, especially Andy Reid at the Chiefs side, one of the most game. It did not work. And now the Chiefs take over. Great field position. Here's Hollywood Brown. Scissors to the outside.
Now this offense, you know, they got a field goal on the board, but nobody likes to score touchdowns more than that.
Heavy tight end set with Tunyon in motion. Oladoke pats the ball and loses it. Punched out behind midfield. Wilson forced the
face to the edge rusher, and sometimes they find a way to turn that short corner into an edge, and the Raiders get the ball back. Boys, shout out to Kevin. Big Chiefs fan.
Need to get you to the sphere then if you want to be singing like that. Ashton
Genty's going to be in the end zone. Running backs with great offensive lines that have success. Genty is literally getting ripped to the ground by his helmet, and he's
Noel Williams. Carry here, and Genty patient to get past the 30 to the 28.
It does.
Well, the signature Ashton Genty is the stance that he has in the backfield, as you'll get a chance to. With O'Connell the quarterback, it's a lot of Genty on this drive, and he weaves his way past the 25.
Plays that every single down. Watch his feet. Boom, 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 boom. He's unbelievable. He fights for every yard.
On third, a stumble, but they get it to the running back. And Genty, he saw an opening.
And Coach Pete Carroll, his confidence is in the right spot. And Carroll told us that Genty probably already knew that he was good.
Here. Play action. O'Connell rolls out. Comeback route dangerous on the far side. Deflected away by.
You know that Patrick Mahomes is great. Travis Kelce is great. Andy Reid's great. But that defense has been the glue, okay? And they're
get a stop. Keep the Raiders out of the end zone. Raiders come in dropping 10 straight.
Out there and compete. Earn that respect. Earn your contract every single day. And that's what these Raider fans are looking for.
Michael Mayer, third down.
In size, and you can see the look on his face like, man, oh man.
32-yard attempt. Carlson. True. Because of all the games that are still going on and all the scenarios that you have to track and follow in Week 18 of the NFL. Oladoke fakes the pitch. Roll out near side, deflected, and Noah Gray was open. Tommy Eichenberg
with a guy by the name of J.J. Watt, who was really good at tipping passes like that. That always frustrates an offense so much.
Somebody who's towering over him, like those two. Like, I'm not a small dude. But
I live for the Iron Eagle JJ every week.
I mean, I'm listed 6'2.5". If you saw our broadcast open, I looked like
getting into it here in Vegas.
It's a blitz on 3rd and 10. They do a good job of picking it up. Oladokin, though, checks it down to the far side, and Kareem Hunt
does it again here for the Raiders. He's been doing it all season long, and they got a number of guys who can really move on the
Arise a punt. Room closes quickly, but Bachman receives it. Eddie
Bub Crew at Burger King.
a sponge here in Las Vegas.
Genty first down, runs into a wall, but gets more than what. No surprise the Lions are giving a fight in the season's final week. They've done that year after year. Penalty mark.
Holding. Defense number 93. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Pick and roll type stuff. But there he got fooled. The offensive lineman
Gives the Raiders a first down. O'Connell takes it to the air. Big hit as Tucker comes back to the football.
Velocity gave that Chiefs nosy secondary an opportunity to go in and make a play. Talk about nosy. Fulton getting in there, getting after Tucker.
Last season, he started 10 as a rookie. They're spending 5 years at Purdue. He's had some. Genty, not a big hole, but enough of one for him to tunnel right through.
If you have a team that you root for, you would obviously, you don't want a quarterback that you can win with. You want a quarterback, and I know Raiders fans, they're doing their scouting on quarterbacks all over college right now. Ooh.
Tyler Lockett on the near side on
Seattle, and you can take a look at what happened here.
Going to get that
Tell you what,
body over the years, the veteran, 33 years old in his 11th season. And you can see the head coach amongst the most concerned.
Yeah, we love to see Tyler Lockett get, but Tyler Lockett is a guy you can study if you're a young receiver.
Saw a fake punt earlier, not this time. Plus,
we'll see Chris Oladokin.
a brilliant 52-yard punt to pin the Chiefs inside the 10-yard line, and Rashard Smith changes direction.
Rashard Smith, you can see it get pushed up in there at the line of scrimmage. Just a great job riding the wave. I used to say cowabunga
The football and see what he can create. He did the 19 for the first down. He's close.
And they're all fighting for respect, and they're all fighting for the future. And you know, if you're part of one of these teams.
3rd down and 1. Along the far side, Oladokin stumbled, might have lost. Gene Steratore back in New York said that they got everything right with that, agrees that it was a fumble. This could be another one.
Holding. Defense number 99. That's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They get Jerry Tillery, so the Raiders keep
Game that a turnover was negated because of that.
takes it right off the board. And Genty trying to get the Raiders on the board with a touchdown.
Crashes Ashton Genty with the football by the breath and the soul, leaving a linebacker. And that crack of the bat, it sounds like a Louisville Slugger.
Genty once more dances, and he stood up 1 yard shy of the sticks. Andy Reid's get up in a prior Super Bowl. 3rd down and 1 to go, but not so for the Raiders. Genty is
to the 20-yard line, but you get down in that low red zone area, you got to earn it. And even Ashton Genty, it's too much there.
Stadium in Las Vegas, Chiefs Raiders, final game of the regular season. And initially the offense, Kyle, stayed on the field.
Prove yourself if you're one of these offensive linemen. Field goal.
Just 23 yards. Carlson straight through. So it's all coming up on the Verizon halftime report.
Let's see what happens.
Hate the term meaningless game at the end of the season. It's never meaningless whenever you put the helmet and pads on and take.
It is really a privilege to play in the National Football League. And
4-man pressure. Oladokin on first. Sits in the pocket and then escapes. Penalty marker down is Oladokin.
Got the chip from Rashard Smith coming out of the backfield. One thing that's interesting about playing offensive line, you don't get those real chips in.
Oladokin to the air. It is a screen for Kareem Hunt. Hunt, the veteran running back.
An injury under 2 minutes requires a timeout. Timeout.
Been there, pull him out, extends that left arm. You can see it crank up behind him.
Product in motion. Second down, throw to the flat. That's Smith. Smith stops the feet, but then 3 Raiders come.
Second charge timeout, Las Vegas. This is a 30-second time.
Of the season. Last week, had a big sack in the game against them. Instead, they'll throw a safe pass. Royals getting his hands on the football. That is his first.
The first half.
Neither team getting it going through the air. Observations in the first 30 minutes.
Missed opportunities, obviously not as clean an operation when you don't have your starting quarterbacks or backup quarterback in there for the
Penalties, a little high on the Kansas City side, but Oladokin, a couple of fumbles lost. Chiefs had only 1 second quarter. Who would get the second half? White on the return. White navigates past the 30, stays on his feet to the 40-yard.
That ball security obviously has to be one of the priorities. They have to do a better job of that. He also is looking for them to get more in an offense.
Been tough for the Raiders throughout their long losing streak. Aiden O'Connell is the quarterback to start the second half and lost right in stride.
This is a great touch pass by Aiden O'Connell. With such a big arm, that's pretty tough to do. Touch that thing over there.
Well, they were good until the snap.
False start. Offense. Number 8.
Subtle. Penalty of the game for the Raiders. Sweep to Tucker. And Trey Tucker had a solid season. Came in 50.
Burn, as it were.
Genty to the 35-yard line and lowers the shoulder to get 1 extra.
You know, obviously they're looking at the quarterback position, and it's evidence in the fact that the Raiders are having, what is this, judgment?
A lot of decisions to be made starting in the next couple of weeks. Aiden O'Connell dives head first.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think Aiden O'Connell ever slid into second base.
He's going to be a beat shy. Yeah. Toss to Genty. He stood up.
From day one was the mature presence on the second level, the quarterback of this defense. And you know, you talk to Spags, they say they can
26 getting started in Las Vegas. But to start this drive, it's Shane Buechele is the quarterback for Kansas City. And this is a screen to Hollywood Brown. And Brown weaves his, just saw his first throw. Signed with Kansas City back on December 22nd. He was on.
They trust him.
This is a handoff to Smith. Right at the line of scrimmage.
As Shane carries himself in the building, he grew up with a ball player.
Throw to that near side, or far side, I should say. Trap fastest tight end to 13,000. They give him 5. 75 catches for the 10th straight season. Buechele, though, on third down. He scrambles, runs, targets the first down.
It ain't pretty, but he goes just underneath Jamal Adams.
Number 72,
Fighting for those yards. That's the puller.
And Kareem Hunt, one of the best short yardage backs in football, gets another first down.
Schuster peeling off the backside. Kareem Hunt falling forward for a yard or 2. That's what they've needed out of Kareem Hunt.
Back in 2017. Buechele. This is Smith. Always a factor to make some. Defensive Patrick Graham ready for this finale in the rivalry matchup. Smith, first down and more, spins forward to the 35.
Pulling across the formation, call that a kick-out block. Usually you want to be on the upfield shoulder so that they get the mission accomplished on the ground.
Buechele off play action, contested ball, Noah Gray.
Behind Travis Kelce, you're going to learn the subtle nuances of the game of football. He was in the right spot, found the eyes of the court.
Smith picks up SMU.
The Pony Express.
Of course, SMU not ACC squad these days. Buechele scrambles right up the middle.
Max Crosby, obviously a bunch of guys on that Raiders defense looking to step up. Who better to do it against than the Kansas City?
As the Raiders fans make noise on third. Bouchel pivots. Pitter patters the feet. Bouchel keeps it alive. And
seconds. Now the hard part, if you're watching, if you're watching on TV, you say, well, Kelsey's wide open, and he was.
For Butker. It's been a down year for a lot of Chiefs, including Butker, but looks not to mention 75 catches now this season. 10. The question coming in, is this going to be the final game for Travis Kelsey? Jetty up the middle.
And you can see Big Red over there getting a temperature check on 87. You see him with a little slap on the hip. You know, those two have a unique relationship.
Also wore the number 87.
Just saying, there's a precedent.
Third down and 9. Corner route on target.
Wow. Third baseman in baseball. That's a longer throw than you think. Made it look easy right there for the Raiders.
It was Pickett that would get the second half, and so far it's been O'Connell. Jackson gets his hands on the football again, this time on the sweep.
The thing that jumped out at me about that offensive line group was the way that he is built physically. The way the opposite Colton Miller.
49-yard line, but first a flag.
I was making sure it wasn't my guy Charles Grant. But you know what? When I got into the league, I went from the University of
Paying some of the drills.
I just wanted to make sure my knees and my ankles were still able to flex like that.
Genty, triple team tackle. Third down, zipped, complete for a first. Trey Tucker inside the 40. Happy to have you from the studio here in the booth now.
I have so much fun with you, Chris. I can do this every week with you, buddy.
Genty on the ground.
And he told me, as if you don't already know it, he is so proud of you. So, congrats, Kyle.
Touchdown, though. So far, it's been all field goals. Trying for 6 here. O'Connell deep. Knocked away. It completes.
Break up. Tucker was like, I got it. I don't got it. They're there. This is that Spag secondary I'm talking about all day, baby.
Heard it there clearly from O'Connell. Wants to call timeout, the first for the Raiders.
Screen, that's Michael Mayer up there.
Genty lined up as a wide receiver. Gets the initial catch, but is pushed back.
He changed in directions there. You saw him hit the spin move and get out there, rally to tackle Ashton Genty. A lot of those plays are point of attack. You either get the
kicker. Carlson. Perfect. On CBS.
I hope I get the phone call. I want to get arrested on one of those shows. I'll work the door
as well, so it kind of feels like a fun rivalry bowl game type environment in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. As for
knock his butt off, and you see him getting after Jamal Adams. He's a complete football player, dude, and people don't give him the credit.
That was the only time that the Raiders have had the number 1 pick. Trying to get help for Genty. Gets to the 20-yard line. Decision to make for your Oregon squad.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think about, you got to think about where the EO and be the general in the huddle for your football team.
Floated out there, but over the head of Tucker. It's incomplete, setting up third. With the draft, other decisions roster-wise.
Well, I think obviously if you look around the National Football League, says Tom Brady, offensive guy, but who knows?
Tipped, nearly picked. Lockett through his
high energy, lead from the front, and really lean on your coordinators and assistant coaches. Or you get a guy like best couple of years, you just got to show patience and build on the things that you do have.
A.J. Cole, huge leg, punts this one to change. Shane Bouchel. Second quarterback used for the Chiefs. Hit as he throws, looking for Kelsey.
Patrick Mahomes, he took to X and put out 13K with that strong arm. So, of course, he's definitely proud of his guy. And
it's the greatest quarterback to pass catcher combinations. Across the middle of the field, a throw from Bouchel. Gets it.
Promising for the future of the Kansas City Chiefs. And when they get old number 15, Patrick Mahomes back.
Bouchel against the 4-man pressure. Clean pocket. He rifles. Near side. Adjustment is tipped.
On a scrimmage, and they backed out right before the play. It looked like it was going to be a pressure. And Bouchel sees he's got one-on-one.
Movie theater style catch. Bump from Ariza. Fair catch. Quarterback with Tucker in motion. Plenty of time to throw. And just sends it to the sideline for Genti.
His ability to make yards after the catch, after contact, it's really special. His contact.
Gets it again. And zooms through for the first down.
So if you you can hear him. It's like a train.
Genti, third time in a row, getting a touch. And on 2nd and 4, Zamir White's first carry. Stops the tracks, accelerates again. And
Cook on the ground there. A lot of running backs breaking a lot of tackles today. 2 players down for the Chiefs. More often than not, when you get banged up in this league, friendly fire. Hand to the face. That's no good. I've been in my fair share of friendly fires.
Number 70 is eligible.
get that space to run. He's still been able to produce. O'Connell checks it down. Zamir White.
So you want to take advantage of the down the field opportunities, but smart job by him. Another check down there.
Genti's back. Counter step, but blasted. No gain on the second down or up.
Super Bowl runs, and he's just a plugger. He's in there in the middle, and I had to play against his big old.
Had to go through this year. 3rd down and 5. O'Connell, towering throw, and it's incomplete. Rashard Smith from the 6. Pivots, navigates, thrown down. Right. Well done. 47-yard punt.
Nice job by Cole, but I'll never understand.
Down 3, Kansas City. Kareem Hunt. Bully ball. Right side, but not much. Priority number 1, getting 15 healthy. We'll see if he can get back early next season. Kareem Hunt.
Situational awareness, game management, something that Andy Reid is great at, and he's developed a lot of that since his time in Philly.
Towards the top of the screen, and that's the direction he looks, but Bouchel is blasted in the end zone for a safety.
And there's number 9, Tyree Wilson at the bottom of the screen. There's that chip, and literally, like I talked about earlier, Chu Godric got beat.
Defense in this game, a couple of takeaways back in the first half, and now they get the safety to put points on. That was Tyree Wilson. Dylan Laube. Hit hard, and the ball out! Bouchel, 4-man rush, tip ball, not a pick ball. On second, Bouchel stumbles, lost the ball initially, gets back on top of it.
Oh my. Size 18, Kingsley's thicker than the glass at the aquarium, and when he steps on you, you're going to feel that.
Before a 3rd and 13, movement on the left side of the line for Kansas City. 3rd and 18. Bouchel batted again. Second time on this drive.
Hate to see this for Shane Bouchel, who's had a couple of these throws tipped. And just a great play there by number 99.
Yards. Cut it to 2. Good snap. Bucker. Yes, sir.
So I ain't staring at the clock just yet. But what did Pete Carroll say about 1st and 2nd down?
And these teams wanted that rivalry. We played at the Raiders facility to get this team fired up for this one. Because all the wild cards were locked in stone heading into the final week, which is rare. O'Connell hands. Genti carries for no gain.
So this is where as sides winning more often than not.
It's a 30-second timeout.
Extended 4-minute drink. Reed to burn some of those timeouts. They got one of them off the board.
First. Need to get to the 36 for the first down. O'Connell surrounded and grounded.
Doing that for a very long time. He's lined up over there on the right tackle against DJ Glaze. He fights back inside. That's an effort sack. That's the forward roll. I go to gymnastics with my daughters.
Plenty of room to set up this return. Parallel running to the sideline. If it is Travis Kelce's last game, and of course he hasn't given any indication either way, but Bouchel wants deep. Brown hauls it in. Hollywood Brown at the 25.
Love drive starters with explosive plays, and they go downtown to Hollywood Brown. The beginning of the play, you can see we got the pulling right guard, Norzad. Boom! Kareem Hunt, your big, tough yardage guy, able to get a couple here. The Kansas City Chiefs, I would expect to see a couple more double teams here.
Chiefs led this game 3-0, but trailing most of the way 6. This is a handoff here of how do you attack this third down, right? You pick up the first down, then you're in a perfect position to take a couple of knees and set up a short field goal.
To find a way to convert this first down and get that thing to zeros when you're kicking it. And you can see Harrison Butker over there. 3 to go.
Play action rollout. Bouchel to make a play. Runs out of room. Down to the right, chases him to the ground.
That's where Bouchel was going to go. Just not enough time to get it done. Great job there by the Raiders.
So for lead the league.
I'm one of those guys, when I look at kickers, I look at their entire body of work.
Give the Chiefs the lead. Butker. Oh, yeah. 12-11.
Little draw action on.
Second down and 10. Quick throw, O'Connell to the ground to make the catch. Again, remember the clock. It's Tyler Lockett to make the grab to set up a third. They get the snap. O'Connell sideline saves it. Lockett the receiver, but it's off the. This one would be approaching 60.
And the Raiders fan.
Snap there. Carlson swings. Carlson has it!
Left. Good snap, good hold.